That is one cool MiG, but of course, we're not going to do a MiG review. Instead, we're going to do a review of the brand new 2014 Subaru Forester. We're going to take it on-road, we're going to take it off-road, and we're going to take it on the track. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. So under the hood of the 2014 model is basically the same engine, and this is a non-turbo 2.5 liter, 170 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque, horizontally opposed boxer. You can also get this car in a turbo, which puts out 250 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. The big news, of course, is that both engines can be had paired to a continuously varying transmission that Subaru says is both sporty and better off-road.
Let's say I move to California and I've got to get 228 yoga mats for my new yoga school because I've had a heavy-duty midlife crisis. I'm growing my hair out and I've got a beard. Hey, it's good on you though. Thanks. You still have more here. For me, it's target. So this is what the volume is with the rear seats down. Kind of give you an idea, and it's a big square space. Both of these are, so it's very usable space. So we're not, like you said, we didn't just try and come up with a number. We've increased the cargo capacity almost 10% on the car, but like it's all usable. It's all because of the double wishbone suspension. We get rid of the strut tower intrusion in here and get a nice, easy to use space. I think that's all. Oh yeah, this is the power liftgate. Wanted to show you really compact this design is.
Perhaps the biggest news is that the car is overall about an inch, give or take, bigger. It's an inch taller, it's an inch wider, it's an inch longer, which means that it's just a much more comfortable, much more American-sized vehicle for you and your family. Tell me about the CVT. What makes it so special?
Well, the CVT, it's our lineartronic CVT, and that gives a broad ratio coverage and allows us to get both performance and fuel economy with the vehicle. So despite the 32 mile per gallon fuel economy number that we have, we don't lose any performance. The car is actually faster than the outgoing model.
Do me a favor, close the hood, and this is the non-turbo version, but there's no hood scoop on the turbo version. Why did you decide to get rid of that?
A couple of reasons. So with this car, the hood is higher up than the outgoing car, and we didn't want to block the visibility. And we do know that some of our buyers actually preferred the cleaner look without the hood scoop.
So how can you tell a turbo from a non-turbo?
So what we did is on the turbo, we completely changed the front and rear fascia of the car. So the turbo has a much more aggressive front fascia, and the rear, it has dual exhaust.
Oh man, I thought you were going to say it sounds better.
Well, that too.
Now, this car is not a track car by any means, but it is surprisingly trackable. It communicates very well what it's about to do, so it's not like it's all of a sudden gonna let loose and you're gonna go flying off the track. The great thing is that you know when the tires are gonna let go. And quite frankly, the traction control system is very unintrusive. It doesn't pop in and stop all the fun in the middle of a fast lap like this. So yeah, does it belong on the track? No, it doesn't belong on the track. It plows, it's too heavy and it's too tall, but is it fun on the track? You bet it's fun.
So packaging is one of the strong points with Forester, and we wanted to make that better with this new car. So a couple of things we did. We moved the A-pillar forward about 8 inches, similar to what we did on Impreza. We moved the mirror from the A-pillar to the door and added the quarter window, which helps visibility to the front left and front right. As a result of all that, we were able to make the door opening about 5 inches wider and gave it a nice generous opening. So getting in and out of the car is going to be easier than with the old car. Additionally, we lowered the sill height, so stepping out from the inside it's lower, and also going out from in it's lower. The seat height, the H point, is about 1 inch up, just over 1 inch. So getting in the car, you almost just slide in. Very easy and ergonomic. And also, we adopted a clean sill design, and by that I mean the door goes all the way to the bottom of the body, not stopping here like on the outgoing car. And what that gives you is a sill that remains free of dirt and dust. So when you get out of the car, your pants legs stay clean.
Now tell me about the all-wheel drive system. I mean, that's something that Subaru has always been known for. Have you tweaked it?
We did. We added additional inputs to our all-wheel drive system. Our old one reacted to wheel slip and differential between wheel speeds, front and rear and left and right. Our new system uses inputs from our BDC system, so it can detect yaw and steering angle and other inputs. That's going to let it react faster and better than the old system. And you're really going to notice that on kind of low friction, slippery, curvy roads when going around a turn.
All right, guys, I'm in the turbo, 250 horsepower, and I am on a racetrack, dead flat. I can't get the camera outside because, well, I'm on a racetrack and that's not very safe, but I'm gonna go 0 to 60. First time I'm gonna try this is in Sport Plus mode, and I'm just gonna floor it and see what the car does. You ready? Here we go. And that is a CVT. Finally, we get the turbo, and here comes 60. That was 8.37. Now I've done this a number of times before, so I'm going to try it one more time, and this time I'm going to load up the transmission a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that we are certainly in Sport Plus, because I was not in Sport Plus mode. Here we go, Sport Plus mode. I'm going to load up the transmission. It'll let me go to about 3,000 and just drop it. There we go. Oh, much better start. Here we go. That's a lot more power. Finally the turbo kicks in. Here comes 50, there's second gear, and here comes 60 right there. 7.53, that was 7.53, which, you know, is respectable. The best word I would use to describe this interior is functional. Everything is where you want to get at it. Everything is easy to understand. It may not be the most stylish or the sexiest of interiors, but everything works and everything is easy to comprehend. And today, that's saying a lot.
We made a bunch of changes to the interior to enhance usability, packaging, and space, and also interior quality and NVH. So overall, the car is going to be much quieter than the outgoing model. We went to a soft touch dash like we did on some of our other models. The top surface of the dash is moved forward versus the outgoing model, so it's going to give you more of a feeling of spaciousness. We lowered it a little bit, also helping the visibility.
Style-wise, the 2014 Forester is certainly more evolutionary than revolutionary. It's a theme on the variation that Subaru started 4 generations ago. The car is clean, it's simple, it's elegant, but it's also somewhat innocuous.
This is a feature that a few competitors have, but in general it's not very common in this class. So as you can see, it can be opened easily and effortlessly just by the push of a button. We've got buttons inside the car and on the inside and outside of the rear gate. But one unique feature of ours that some of our competitors don't offer is if you want to use it like a regular conventional rear gate, you don't have to do anything special. You can just close it like a regular gate.
So how does the new Forester drive? Well, it drives better. It's much more quiet, it's much more planted, it feels like a bigger, more solid, more hefty car, because it is a bigger, more solid, hefty car. I have to be honest, I'm not thrilled by the CVT transmission, and that's because I'm not thrilled by any CVT transmissions. This one can emulate a regular standard automatic transmission, but I still feel like there's a pillow between me and the accelerator, and there's that rubber band effect from when you floor it until the power comes on. Now, having said that, I realize, and I know that Subaru realizes, that 90% of the buyers of this car really don't care. What they're going to look at are the numbers on the sticker, and those numbers are very impressive. It gets best-in-class fuel economy, and it gets best-in-class, or it will get best-in-class safety ratings according to Subaru. And I'm willing to bet, as a Subaru, that that is much more important to their bottom line than, the drone of the CVT that drives auto journalists like myself crazy.
So the combined numbers for the manual transmission model, it's 24 combined. For the CVT model, it's 27 combined, and for the turbo, it's 25.
The Subaru is classified as a light truck. That means it's big, heavy, and tall. And it doesn't drive necessarily big, heavy, and tall. The steering is direct, it's connected to the road. There's a new electronic system, which usually means trouble, but in this case, I think it's weighed pretty nicely. I have a sense for what the front wheels are doing, and yeah, it's not a BRZ, it's not an STI, but then this is a family truckster. And for a family truckster, the suspension, the way that it absorbs bumps, the way that it goes around corners is just fine for this class. Now, obviously, this car competes with cars like the Honda CR-V, the Ford Escape, and of course the upcoming new RAV4. So what makes this better? Why would a person want to buy this over any of those cars?
Okay, well, we've got the packaging and utility that only Subaru can provide. We've got basically a shape that lets you fit all the things that you want to in your life in and out of the car.
Now, the new 2014 Forester starts out right around $23,000, and if you get the turbo with all the bells and whistles, it tops out at about $34,000. And unlike the MiG over my shoulder, it'll be available in dealerships in March. As always, this is Roman reporting from beautiful Tucson, Arizona for the Fast Lane Car. Remember, subscribe for a new car video every day. See you next time.